Welcome back to Saga of Three Kings. This is session number 39, titled Good Rock. Last session, the group made it to the town of Bonrock, or city of Bonrock, rather, and they have put in some orders uh, and dropped off the kids at the pool. Um, they
Perfect.
then went and hung out at the tavern, and then met up with the angelic maidens they'd met on the bridge, who were originally holding onto Roderick. After a discussion, they are making their way to go and find Roderick in hopes of getting him reunited with these two, and possibly situating the current guard of young Galagos into working with these two maidens who seem to have his best interests in mind. Um, Before they made it there, the three who went with the angelic maidens were intercepted in a pretty quiet part in between the Bonrock's path and excuse me, in between Bonrock's path and Kilgore's path. So you're kind of walking in that narrow place in between, moving between the buildings and making your way to the next large street. A group of Crimson Scarves have exited out. They've noticed the one up ahead first. Was the very much so the clearest one, the most noticeable one, and then have understood that they are kind of surrounded. Um, the maidens were initially anticipating to teleport the two, but I, as a dungeon master, failed my group in not remembering that Brent had said he was going along as well. So the path has changed. Looks like the maidens are going for their weapons, and I believe everyone on your side of the table said they were doing likewise. Correct?
No, I'm gonna tell the maiden to stow their weapons.
Yeah. And just as you say that, you hear the guy on the head say, "Oh wait, oh wait, whoa, 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 wait." The maidens
And
kind
get
of
the hell out of here.
the maidens kind of look like confused. Kind of, we'll take your lead on this. They say. You see the Crimson Scars kind of raising their hands, the ones that are in front of you. What? We've been following the turtle. It since 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 what you did in the the redoubt. The one
Since
next
going New Zealand, just so you know.
the one next to him says
It's getting away from you.
the one next to him says, "Let me handle this." God, I couldn't have done the accent for very much longer. The
That's
guy
as far as I could go.
is the guy who's not bad at talking.
Channel your Jace from DBZ.
He says, um, "We have been following you since the redoubt. You were accompanied by one of our number, an individual named Ropes. No, sorry, an individual named
They called
not
him that?
not Ropes. My brain just did a fart.
That is so awesome.
It literally says right
That's
here
such
on
a
my
crazy coincidence. You guys called him that too.
It literally says right here on my notes. Do not call him Ropes. His name is TF. Call him what
You
he's
should have
called.
seen what he did in his bunk.
As in he
What a
was.
guy.
Oh my god.
I miss him.
Fuck. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm giving you my best, but it ain't great.
You nailed it.
Go with it.
Um,
Don't
he
admit
says.
that.
So you're following the turtle.
He
Are
says
you?
we're following the fuck.
What's a turtle?
We're following. I like turtles. We're following the turtle. We've been following him since the redoubt. Um, you are being accompanied by one of our friends known as DF.
They would know. I'm the only one that ever heard his name.
Hence the confusion.
I just kind of shrug at him. I was like, we had a guy with us named, well, we called Ropes. If that's, did you call him DF, Diff,
DF.
Diff.
Yes. He was about 5'11", brown hair, rope burns around his neck.
Usually tied up, yes.
I don't know about that, but great. So where is he?
I don't have a satisfying answer to that question. Can I take a message for this?
Well, we're pretty sure that he was turning against Calorith at the redoubt. We escaped ahead of you a lot, and a couple of us got picked off at Purple Light. We tried to wait out in the forest out and around there. Met up with some of our number. Got attacked by displacer beasts. We've been having a really shit time. But then we found you out on the common road, and we've been tailing you since right around Bluegate. We're pretty scared to go into that place, as we're not too well liked. But that's true. And then he goes back to not having an accent because the other guy's talking. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna give it the old college try, the thing. Anyways, so he says, so we've been tailing you. We just made it into the city. We lost you pretty quickly. We didn't know where you were going, and well, we just saw you walking, and thought because you're the only one we've seen, and they're kind of looking at Grok, like you. So, do you know if DF went against Calorith and he's trying to do his own thing because the boss is dead, and he's next in line to be in charge.
DF's next in line? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Do you follow Calorith?
Hell no. Yeah, not at all. That he a bit cuckoo. And then the other guy says, "But the boss is dead. They got him at Modus." So
Who's next in line after Dieth?
I don't know.
I think you need to find out.
Horny situation.
Oh, do you know where he's at? We didn't see him traveling with you on the road, so we assumed that you left him somewhere, broke off from him or whatever. Is he in Purple Light? Where is he at?
Dieth decided to help us. We got into some very horrible combat. He didn't make it.
Fuck. I figured that was what it was. He probably died in Purple Light or Bluegate if they went in. Yeah,
Yeah, it was Purple Light. He got killed by a ghost. They got turned into a ghost. I was there. I saw it.
A ghost?
Yeah.
Fuck. Well,
You're telling me.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are wearing those scarves here. It's a death sentence. Honestly,
Target
if I were you, I'd take those things off, lose contact with everyone else that you know that's ever worn one of those, and just fucking disappear, because nothing good comes in your life for it.
Well, it's the only way we really keep track of each other, and it does have a kind of cool magical trick that lets us disappear. So
Sounds like a pretty lame magic trick in my opinion.
it's the only reason we were able to sneak up on you this close.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a smart idea to sneak up on people. Some people don't like that.
Well, that's fair. I mean, you don't look like the type anyway. He probably couldn't sneak up on a barn house. Ugh.
No, I couldn't. My armor is too loud.
That's what I was... I'm sorry for trying to insult you about it. It sounds like you're really proud of that fact, I guess. It's
I am.
different lifestyles, I get it's fine.
Different structure, different folks, you know?
The leader...
Red scarf Jace.
The leader says, okay. What about the, damn it. Alright. Well, we hate to have caused you any trouble and, scared you.
Wait.
But, just...
You seem like the first ones to be sorry to have bothered us without dying.
Well, I guess,
I could talk to the guy that hired Diff. He's probably looking for a new pal.
Where's he at?
Come along with me. Let's go back to the bar.
Are you looking for work?
The maidens say, we don't have time for this. We gotta get moving. So, Shambles, I did it right off the fucking bat.
Yeah.
Shambles, are you Are you going back with these two to the bar and letting Grok and uh, Brooklyn go towards the cathedral, or are you?
Yeah. I'll look to Brooklyn and say I'll meet you over by the smithing circle here in a couple hours,
Okay.
and I'll lead these three, however many.
20 of them actually come out of the alleyways and kind of start following you.
Is that all?
Stow those fucking scarves and let's all skedaddle.
They all start putting scarves away. You would know that. You go ahead.
Could you move us to the city map
Oh, sure.
just so we could see it?
Yeah. You would know that the scarves aren't. There's no bounty or anything on them here. This is the one city that they're probably safe to have the scarves on. But that said, you head back with the basically large tourist group of idiots, and then the other four, or the other 2 plus 2, head to the cathedral. Upon arrival, Brooklyn and Grok, the maidens say, well, you know where he went. This is a pretty big place. Where should we start looking? Muted.
Oh, no, I'm talking to myself. Trying to remind myself.
Alright. Fair enough. You weren't
My
pulling.
memory is worse than a dog.
You weren't pulling him out. You were doing something completely otherwise laughable. Grok.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where he was.
Out of character, I just realized Shambles is the only one that really knew where he went.
Yeah, I've been messing with you guys this whole time. It's funnier than just fighting with a bunch of guys you killed in 5 seconds.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was the only reason I made the comment about the sneaking was I was hoping one of them would draw so we could fight them.
One of them is a challenge rating 1. The rest of them are challenge rating 1/8, and it would have been just a slaughter. But it could have happened. Back to the cathedral, Grok and Brooklyn.
Fake it till you make it, Brooklyn.
Walk into the cathedral.
All right. Eventually, one of the attendants kind of walks over to you. How can I help you, my child?
What was his name again? Am I drawing a blank?
You kind of
It's
Roderick?
just an attendant.
you stare.
Roderick, yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking
Roderick
for
is the
Roderick,
kid.
Yeah.
You
He
heard
might
from
not
Roderick?
be going by his name, by that
Roderick,
name.
I
Sophia,
thought he was.
Biggs, and Wedge are the 4 contacts we have here.
You are looking for Roderick Galagos, is that right? He's currently in chambers with the merchant lords of the city.
So can you take us to them and tell them we are here?
I do not think you understand the gravity of the merchant lord's audience. It's not something that can be barged in upon unless there is someone of importance worthy of doing so, and as you appear to be a paladin of some strange foreign god that I'm not familiar with,
Well, it's kind of a life or death situation for him, so can you bring him out to us, please?
I'm sorry, you'll have to explain more.
He's being haunted. We're trying to get him to a safe place. That's about all I can tell you, buddy.
A very strange circumstance to be sure. I will try to inform the people in the council room that you have made it known they are under threat, but unfortunately I cannot take you there unless, again, someone of presence or circumstance was present asking that admittance. The maidens kind of look to each other.
My head hurts, buddy. You're making my head hurt.
Are they saying Brooklyn's not of importance?
Brooklyn's a folk
Yes.
hero.
Yeah.
Please relay the message that the protector of Oru is here to speak to Roderick.
Looks to Grok. Your proof of such?
Would I have proof?
Again, you're don't ever ask that question. I mean, just if you do, you do. You don't.
Okay,
you don't.
okay, so then I could just Okay, great. So I could make something up.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take out in my bag a parchment with a symbol of Oru and some runes on it. I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, he takes a very quick scan over it. No, the druidic language and the seal of the serpent. All right. I suppose if a sentinel is requesting this audience interruption, I will allow it. Come with me. As you all start to kind of move, he stops, turns back around. Only you. Looking to Grok. Tell your friends to wait here.
I would turn around and say, "I'll be back."
Okay.
Need help? Just holler.
You enter
I'll be
in.
back.
You head with him and enter into a chamber. Um, Sitting inside, there's about 5 dwarves and 3 humans, and Roderick, the lady, and the 2 knights are present as well. You immediately kind of have a what double take moment when you see that one of the humans appears to look identical to Caloreth, except that he's not wearing goggles on his eyes and he's not wearing the dragon cultist robes. But every other aspect of this individual sitting in the chair is identical to the master of the dragon cult. The other 2 humans are inconsequential. One of them is kind of old and spindly, and the other one is a young woman who appears very confident in the conversation that's being interrupted by your entry. The 5 dwarfs are strangely identical, with the exception of they all have different color hair. Like, and when I say identical, I mean like probably like related,
Quintuplets.
or whatever the 5 twins is.
Quintuplets.
One has blonde hair, one has red hair, one has black hair, one has blue hair, one has green hair. And then, of course, the people that you came to interrupt or find. The dwarf with blonde hair says, "Excuse me, this is clerk. This is not a place to be interrupted, my lord. This is Grok, the sentinel of the serpent Oru." Upon that mention, you can see that the Calorith lookalike kind of goes, and kind of places his hand on his chin, and he has come with dire news for your guest, the young Galagos. Well then, let's hear it, says the one with the red hair.
The one with the red hair is Roderick,
The dwarf.
the dwarf.
Yeah, if I name them by hair, it's the dwarves.
Got it. Roderick, I wish to speak to you in private for a moment, and then I'll let you get back to your conversation.
I will, of course, require my accompaniment, Master Grok, if that's all right. And
And by-
you mean he means the knights.
Sure, of course.
Let's go. They all stand and rise and follow you out the door. Lady Elaine says, "What's the meaning of this?" As Wedge and Biggs kind of move towards the door to kind of keep an eye on it.
So he would. So how far is it away from the others that were left behind?
You would have exited out of the door that you entered in, right into the hall that you walked to get here.
So could I keep walking them towards that location?
Well, yeah, the chamber door would have closed, so you can walk as far as you like.
Basically, I'd like to walk them to the Halo ladies.
Okay. Lady Elaine says, "Grok, seriously, what is the meaning of this? We're not going to follow you unless you tell us what's going on here."
I think we need to decide once and for all the safest path to guarantee Roderick's life.
We already
uh,
have.
Well, that is up for dispute. There are others who I think should be part of this council.
We have the most powerful people of this city in our audience at this moment, and the old mage Ekar is preparing to teleport us from this place to the city of Bellum, and we'll be able to do so tomorrow morning. We already have a plan of escape. We're simply discussing matters that they have of interest they want to bring forward to the young Lord Galagos and his father. I do not understand. Is there something that you know that we do not? And Roger kind of places his hand on his chin and says, "Please, Grok, be frank with us and honest, and forward."
And then Grok would go ahead to explain what he learned from the Halo ladies about the traveling to Liberus, where his father reigns, and that he'll be protected by the old guard, where they claim that is much safer than the current situation.
You can see as you're telling it that Lady Elaine's temper seems to be rising, and she seems to be getting agitated. And Roderick seems to be taking this into account, but listening to every word you say. And he says, "I assumed that was the basis of their plan, more in detail than I presumed. But you're saying that they are here?"
They are here.
You can see Elaine kind of clenching her fists in her glove. Lady Elaine, and she kind of looks to you and says, "You chose a side on the bridge. You chose to help me protect him. And we've done that. He'll be teleported back to safety tomorrow morning." Roderick kind of looks to Lady Elaine for a moment, kind of sorrowfully, and then looks back to you. "I did not put my fates into Lady Elaine's hands when we spoke underneath the bridge. I put it into your hands, you and your accompaniment, specifically Shambles. If you are here to have me entertain their notion, I would need more information to stir me away from my current course of action. It seems this is the safest path that I have."
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, to bring together these parties to let you decide
What
with
I'm
the
s-
most information.
What I'm saying to you, Grok, is tomorrow morning I will be absconding from this town and returning back to the safety of my home. My palatial estates with my honor guard. I will be defended in Bellum. So I'm asking you, why should I now go with them in the hopes of what? More gain? More, if there isn't something that is directly threatening me now, I have no reason to change my path or my tack.
As a Master Roderick, let me be clear. I did not until this moment know what your plan was. I was told that this city was not a safe haven for you, and when presented with an alternative, wanted to make sure that you understood it.
The maiden said that this city is not a safe haven for me.
Correct.
He kind of looks down at his feet. Then why were they trying to bring me here?
I have no answer to that. But if you wish to speak to them, they are a few feet away.
It's actually a ways down the hall, by the way.
Okay.
But he says, no. I do not... Based on everything you've said to me so far, I do not think there's any reason I should move away from the safety of this place. I'm sorry, Grok.
There is no need to be sorry. My goal here was to guarantee your safety, and now I feel like I have done so. If anyone's disappointed, it will be them, and that's something they'll need to deal with.
Well, we'll return to our meeting, Grok, and I'll be leaving in the morning. I believe in the central hall of the cathedral. If you wish to speak to me before then, I am staying within. Lady Elaine, you will have one of your attendants stay in the cathedral's main hall, and if any of their accompaniment wish to speak to me, they will be brought to my room directly. Do you understand? Lady Elaine says, "Biggs, move to the front hall now." He nods and takes off. Elaine, kind of still clenching her fists, kind of relaxes for a second, nods her head. Roderick looks to you and says, "Until we meet again." Bows lightly.
Grok would bow as much as he can with his turtle shell.
It's kind of like segmented in the center there, so I mean you can't roll too much inwards, but yeah. But
Right.
the door opens, and you can see again, looking in the room, the 5 dwarves, the 3 humans, one of them looking again identical to Calareth, as you saw him in the redoubt, and Lady Elaine waits outside, and the other knight goes in with Roderick into the chambers as the door closes. Elaine kind of turns and looks at you and says, I expected more from you. You seem to trust me on the bridge, and you seem to trust me on the way here. And all the way up to the cathedral. But now you trust those deceivers?
That's not the case. I think that you're letting your ego take control of the situation. Having all the options available is always the wisest counsel. You should know that.
We already have a path that's safe, and we'll take it. Thank you for your travels, Master Grok, she says as she turns towards the door angrily.
Before you go,
She stops.
you know that that man inside to whom Roderick is speaking is the spitting image of Calareth.
She turns and looks back at you. It's impossible. He's one of the high priests from Osiria.
Impossible, you say, but I still feel the pain of combat with him. I would never forget his face.
Yeah, again, assuming that the conversation went to a point where you said she said which one, and you said that one. Sorry, that would have probably been a part of the dialogue up to that point. Out of character. She says, what do you suggest?
You seem quite assured of Roderick's safety. I feel like you need to know this fact so that it can be part of your thinking.
Naturally. Which, again, at this stage, not knowing what Calareth looks like, and you telling me that he's now sitting inside of that room with my charge, I ask you, what do you suggest? Should I bring Roderick back out?
I suggest that you take whatever forces you can and quietly bring them to the room and we confront that person.
If we confront a high priest of the Osirian High Church and a presumed inquisitor in this place, not only will it tarnish our honor, but the masters of this city. We will be not against one. We will be against everyone in that room with the exception of ourselves.
I'm a simple creature of the lands. This politic is too much for me.
She kind of looks down to the ground and kind of thinks for a second. Imagine it thusly. Imagine if you wished to take but one wasp from a wasp's nest, and you just shoved your hand inside of the wasp's nest to grab it. What do you think would happen then?
I see your point.
If you are right, and he is who you say he is, it is worse than I could have ever imagined. And she kind of stops for a second. But it's no fucking wonder why he knew he was there at the monastery. She kind of like starts looking around. I will bring him out. She starts trying to calm herself. Kind of places her hand in her face. Kind of takes on a different kind of candor. Moves towards the door and opens it. Cut from Freyu, moving to the revelry circle. Shambles, you and a literal squad of scarves. They've put their scarves away though. Are literally just walking through town. You can see.
Yeah, we're just out here dabbing.
Yeah, you can see a couple of them kind of looking at the lady folk as they pass by, or just anybody. It does look like they're in a city and they feel like they're not being hunted and killed, so they are moving with a little bit more kind of confidence. The leader and the other guy seem to be the two main folk. The rest seem to be kind of just scruffy kind of scoundrel types. When you move to the tavern, that Raya and Benson were left in, do you bring all of them in, or just
Really not.
a contingent?
They're gonna go take a knee, put their arms up, make sure they are not perceived as a threat. I'm gonna take a little jog ahead into the
Okay.
tavern, have a word with Raya and
Okay.
Benson.
All right. We'll wait out here. And you go
For
on
real.
in.
And I cannot stress this enough. Be cool, and you might survive this.
Okay.
Those first two guys, they could be a little rough. These two are sons of bitches.
You head on in.
I think we had this discussion last session. Raya's the good one here.
I know.
He's the cool dude.
You're a good dude, but you would not hesitate to kill these guys. Is what I'm saying.
God damn it.
Would you?
The one time,
right.
the one time that a crimson scarf was spared, it was at Jeremy's hand. So,
I just want to point
Twice?
out, if we do hire them, they're going to be our literal lambs to the slaughter. We're going to send them in to die.
Side note on that.
That's what-
Raya's the
that's-
one. All the times the one has been outright murdered for no reason. That was also Raya.
okay, but you know what? You see,
Two-sided one.
I've had one or two.
it's not whataboutism. You don't have to go.
I'm the only one that killed an unarmed one, though.
Who was
I
throwing you down
killed
the
one
toilet?
trying to retreat. So did you. We had that ballista thing.
Shambles walks into the bar.
Benson's a good guy.
This is a good guy though.
By this time, Raya and Benson, if you have been sitting around, it has been the better part of 40 or so minutes, maybe 50, 40 minutes, because Shambles would have returned pretty quick. But that said, you see him return without the rest of your contingent. Have you been drinking this entire time?
I would not be able to afford it, so no.
Okay.
How you drinks if you wanted them.
You're getting free
I
drinks
would-
from Ryan.
Then I would be drinking elegantly, but not sloppy drunk.
They do have some wine here, so yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay. They're
I take that back. I got all that money. I'm good. Never mind. I will be drinking elegantly.
I was
Okay.
gonna say you hit the bank of Shambles.
Yeah, no, never mind. Sorry.
You're doing pretty well.
Well, I got that I got that 5 platinum from the one thing last
That's right.
week, so I'm good.
So, yeah, you enter.
I'll mosey out in. I'll get a drink at the bar, and cozy up to Raya and Benson.
I would also be eating as well. I wouldn't just drink, I would eat as well.
So they are serving goat and goat's cheese, and they also have a scramble, like a bit of egg and
Like
potato.
a Western scramble kind of thing.
Yeah,
Clam?
potato and egg, kind of just mixed in with tomato.
I come in, it's like, oh, sick. I'll have one of those.
That smells.
Sit down, tuck a napkin into my collar.
You kind of go, that smells, and you're like, I remember what that smells like.
Oh, great. Give me one of those.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, the
So-
cooks in here are on point. But yeah, continue.
I may have
Hey,
made-
where have you been?
You know, just exploring the city, really, just like seeing the sights, getting the culture. Bonrak,
For you.
I like it. So I left with the maidens and Grok and Brooklyn,
All right.
and I thought when we ran into what I assumed could have been a problem, that I should come back to you guys because you're men of action, and Benson, you're a guy, you're a brain man. So the Crimson Scarves are here in Bonrock.
What?
But I don't think they're loyalists. I think they're ones that are willing to like ditch Calreth. They heard about ropes. They didn't. They've heard all about ropes by now. There's like 20 guys outside who I've got just sort of hanging out. And the maidens and Grok and Brooklyn went ahead to the cathedral without me.
Okay.
And I am just in a pickle jar right now.
Well,
and they're eating your plate.
Wait. Are you eating the food though?
Yeah, it's
So,
delicious.
have you guys ever heard the sound of like kind of dropping like vomit into like a bucket or anything like that? Like dropping anything into a bucket that's like food substancey?
So gross.
It sounds like that every time he kind of puts it into like the orifice that is his mouth. You just hear a thump, 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 thump.
Look,
Thump, thump,
chewing
thump,
with your
thump.
mouth open and chomping are my biggest pet peeves. I would hit Shambles so hard if I was there.
I don't have lips, so yes.
He is chewing with his metal face, but like it's still going in and going.
It's
thump, thump, thump.
yeah, it's not even like teeth. It's just like a little crusher for a mouth.
Yeah.
So it's just slapping it.
He's like,
Oh, that's worse.
arng, arng, arng,
I
arng.
eat everything like I'm Cookie Monster.
Oh my god, so amazing.
Like
Throw the plate in the fork
ticket
in
machines
afterwards.
at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, absolutely.
And then open it
Wipe
up.
my
and it's
mouth
just
with
the
a
same.
napkin, jam it down my throat.
The meal's just perfectly set inside of him like a table. Anyways,
I would say let's go ahead and have a talk with them, and see what they're about, because that can be very worrisome to have 20 of them. Is there one that is designated as the leader of them, you think?
We're trying to get Ropes to be that guy. And I
Go
might have
outside and talk to them.
I might have told him about Ropes being killed by a ghost, and then being a ghost, and then disappearing because we killed all the ghosts.
Well, that's not a bad thing. We would put him to rest and let his soul rest. So I
Yeah.
would see that. So
And I figured Raya has a good track record of, making vassals of these types, so
well, we can go out.
I figure Raya
and-
with 20 vassals would be pretty cool.
Right. We can go out and we can question them. I will, of course, due to people of their sort being good at lying, I'll go and I'll cast Detect Thoughts on the leader, and we'll see how truthful he's being, just to make sure, so we can be positive.
Stand by, but we should also maybe think about moving towards the cathedral soon, because I don't know how well those maidens are gonna mesh with Sophia. I got a lot on my mind right now, but let's talk to these guys.
Yeah, let's do that first to see if they are truly with
Like,
us. or
I
if it's a
wanted to be clear. I sat through like a 15-minute meal with these two before really getting down to the tax on what.
So they're just guys sitting outside.
Yeah, they're just
On a
sitting
knee.
in surrender out in the street.
All the blood is rushing from my hands.
so if you get out there, it doesn't look like they really took heed on the kneel or whatever. They are just kind of milling about like a bunch of tourists.
Figurative. I'm not telling them to like be in full.
Right. The one guy whose accent wasn't working, he is doing what you told him to. But everyone else seems to just be kind of milling around and understood that it was a turn of phrase. But yeah, as you reapproach, the leader of the group says, "So, which one was the one that hired Diev?"
We call him Ropes. That's Raya.
Okay. If I call him Diev, I call him Diev. I'll try to call him Ropes, I guess. Is it because he got hung?
Hanged, firstly. No, we tied him up.
I mean, oh.
And he goes, "What?" You don't think he's the person who's ever had his language corrected, and he kind of stops for a second. What do you mean hanged? Okay, well, anyways, okay, great. Looks over to Raya. So, here's the rub. They said,
Before you start, we just want to make sure.
"Who the fuck is
that-
he?" He says to Shambles.
That's the hand. You
Watch
mouth.
your damn mouth.
Oh, you're the wizard. And he kind of backs off and
That's
just.
the big boss.
You see his face.
Yeah.
His face kind of go white. And he's like, "I'm sorry."
No, peace be with you. Peace be with you, sir. It's
Okay.
it's fine.
I'm making this motion like behind.
Ropes too.
Before we get started, just to make sure, as we have had some issues with your group in the past, I just want to make sure that we are all on the up and up. Would you mind if I cast Detect Thoughts on you while we talk, just to make sure that we are both being truthful here?
I don't know what that. Does it turn me into like a frog or something?
No, sir. It just makes sure that we are
It
each
lets
telling the
you know
truth.
if you're lying.
Yeah, we just want to know
He
if
got-
any falsehoods are coming.
He kind of stares at you and he's like, "I don't know magic, so I mean, if you cast magic at me, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop it." So
Okay, well, no harm will come to you, and I just want to make sure that you are okay with this. So,
Okay.
1 second, I cast Detect Thoughts and I say,
Well, real quick, Detect Thoughts may not be a spell you're terribly familiar with, but when you cast it normally, it's not known to the person that you're detecting, and you just get surface thoughts. But if you are Prime, he will feel that invasion. Are you going to go deeper on this one?
I would, because I want to know what he's doing. I want to make sure he is not. I mean, I know, like,
Okay.
out of character, I know it's probably for real, but I'm trying to be more role playing with it and be
So-
like, hey, no, this is something he would do.
Think of it as like you're piercing the clouds and like kind of coming back down to kind of ground level. So the surface thoughts you see are kind of panic, but there's this facade of confidence. Like he's trying to exude confidence for his people. And he doesn't seem to know anything, and there's a lot of confusion in that surface area. And then there's this underlying fear. And you feel like that's literally the vein you'd want to go through to get into his psyche deeper. And so as you kind of place yourself there and shunt past his surface into his brain, and you enter that fear state, you see basically the several situations that Ropes described to you. A lot of twisted, macabre things that happen inside of the redoubt, and this guy was standing by. And then you also see moments where he's in his room, tossing and turning, in awake, wide-eyed, and kind of saying, "I gotta get the fuck out of here! I gotta get the fuck out of here! I gotta get the fuck out of here!" And you can see that there's this person who's trying to retreat from everything he's connected to, but then there's this continual kind of, "But they'll kill me if I do. But they'll kill me if I do. But they'll kill me if I do. But they'll kill me if I do." And then you see that his kind of path the last couple of weeks has been basically trying to tail you and Robes, not being able to enter Purple Light too much, losing some folks, just some displacer beats in the middle of the night, and abandoning that camp, and taking on some new people and trying to, again, find Ropes, because Ropes is the person who would know what to do. And you can kind of feel like everything he's said, at least through the prism of Shambles that you've heard about, seems to be on the level, but it seems to be that his confidence here in this conversation, everything about it, is all based on the fact that he is trying to escape. He doesn't want this anymore.
Okay. I would come out and
He kind of, well, he knows you did it, and he knows what you saw, because that's how Detect Thoughts works. It's a
Right.
knowledge thing. He understands what was seen there, and he kind of looks at you, and he starts like, and you can see tears kind of welling in the corners of his eyes. He's like, oh God.
Fuck Benson.
I would try to calm him, and I don't know if this is how this works.
Hold on, wait. As you're kind of like raising your hand and getting ready to do something, you see the guy next to him go, "Are you about to cry, boss? You pansy?" And then you can hear a couple of guys behind him going, "Ha!" And he
The
kind
next
of,
man that laughs dies where he stands.
everyone stops laughing, and you were casting Calm Emotions, I think.
Yeah, well, calm emotions or suggestion of like suggesting that he feels safe, he feels confident with who he is, and that he is actually coming out of the darkness.
Suggestion is a command to do a thing, and it's kind of a temporary deal. Like, do you have Calm Emotions? That's the one you want.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. Well, then you kind of like raise your hand, kind of like impassioned and like kind of sympathetic, and you can see the look on his face, kind of after the laughter, after what Raya said, kind of, and he kind of, yeah. So you know that what we're talking about is serious here, and I don't know why I have the accent. I'm not that guy, but yep.
So what do you guys want?
We just need to know who's in charge and what we're supposed to do.
Oh, so you guys don't have a boss?
No boss.
You got a job to do?
No job.
You got something that just needs done?
No.
Okay, so my personal recommendation, head back to Bluegate. Tell them you have the blessing of Zadok Mishrael. You used to be Red Scarves, but you're out. They don't know where you are. Go make amends and live your lives. Get a job.
Okay.
Turn the scarves in. Maybe they'll pay you a little money. Tell them you want to be better. You want to be free. You were taken against your will. You weren't there to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have a bounty on. Yeah. That'll be
The
fun.
bounty's on your scarves. Don't carry the scarves around if you don't want them.
Okay, we'll do it. That's what we're doing, guys. And then once we've done that, we'll move out. We'll move out west, and we'll head over to Fort
Hold
Towns.
on. Hold on. Don't make decisions for everybody. You got 20 people here. That's 20 decisions.
He kind of looks at you and says, "They've been following me, and they've been asking me to get them something to do."
That's fine. Take them to Bluegate. Maybe, they'll find a family. They'll find their own jobs, find drive, purpose.
All right.
They don't have to follow someone.
First step, we're going to Bluegate. And you don't have to come if you don't want to. This city's pretty cool, but I'm going to Bluegate. Everyone seems like, we're going with you. Okay. Thanks. And he kind of looks to Benson one more time. Thanks.
Anyhow, you continue to lead as you can, but also, as Raya said, let them be their own person.
They walk about 5 feet, and you hear one of them say, "Oh, that pub's probably got firewater!" And they head over there.
As soon as they're out of earshot, I'm whispering to Benson and Shambles both, like, dude, we are going to find 20 dead bodies in the street.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are not going to make it.
I think they're gonna be okay.
Back to the cathedral.
That's
Inside.
basically what I was trying to tell them. So,
Inside, what has happened is she came out and she very quickly moved Roderick and you away from the door, and you lot moved to the main chamber. It does seem that she has left. Who did I send to the front? Biggs. Wedge is behind. Wedge stays at the door of the council hall, and then they go with you, Grok, to the main chamber, where they meet back up with Brooklyn and the two maidens. Roderick says, "I didn't think I'd be seeing you again. I guess the pleasure is yours."
Sure.
The maidens look to him. "We must move quickly. We have an assistant down Angdanuk's path, deeper in the core, who will be able to move us very quickly to where you belong." Lady Elaine looks to them. "Where does he belong?" The maidens look at each other. They look over at Brooklyn and Grok. They look back at the young boy, and then to Elaine. "Liberus, where he will rule."
We need to stop this quarreling and face a more immediate problem. And then Grok would explain that he saw someone who looks exactly like, what's his face?
Gallereth.
Gallereth in the other room.
Yeah, we should probably get going then. I'm not gonna lie.
Gallereth, you say that out loud, and then the two maidens say, "So the Hierophant is here." "Why?" they say as they look to Roderick. "He's good friends with my father."
Do we know what a Hierophant is?
Yeah, High Priest.
Okay.
Roderick kind of looks. Lady Elaine explained to me on the way regarding your suspicions of the Hierophant's allegiances and his identity. I am concerned, but I do not know if I just want to be gone from this place. If he truly is who he says he is, I wish to go and actually face him and end this matter now.
That's not a good choice. Where he is right now, he basically has an army, and you have maybe 5 people right now. That's not a good choice.
Roderick says, "Yeah, I understand." Fine. What do you suggest, Brooklyn? Should I go with these maidens, or should I stay here and try and... I don't
From
know.
what I can tell of the maidens, they don't seem to want you any harm. They really do seem to want to just purely protect you, so it'd probably be the best to go with them, especially if someone so close to you this entire time has been Galwan.
If this is Gallereth, your best bet is to go somewhere where he doesn't know you'd be going.
You see Isoleta, the blonde of the two maidens, speak up, and she says, Master Roderick, if it is something that would benefit you in this transition, we can take Lady Elaine and her retinue with us. I think we should be able to muster the passageway for them, at least. And they defeated us once on the bridge. Lady Elaine is a competent martial combatant. She is a renowned gladiatorial fighter. I think you would be wise to have her at your side, no matter the circumstances anyway. You can see Elaine kind of like cross her arms at that and kind of look pridefully at them, but like angry as well. Roderick says, if we are going now. If that truly is who you say it is, Master Grok, I don't want to be in this town any longer. We must go. You hear kind of like a clopping sound, like running, and you see Wedge coming down the way, and he runs over to the group and kind of says, they canceled the meeting after Roderick's second. They said they'll deal with it in the morning. They're breaking from the... They could be right behind. Alright. Grok and Brooklyn. It looks like the maidens are ready to start moving with Roderick and the knight accompaniment. Do you wish to stay with them until they get to where they're going, or do you wish to break from them at this point and possibly hold and try and make a distraction here at the cathedral?
So we're in a hallway, that
No.
would lead to the...
You're in a big hall now. You would have been kept out in the main hall. Think of Minas Tirith, kind of like it's just a bunch of, stone pillars and a bunch of people kind of just walking around.
You're in the front lobby.
Got it.
Brooklyn?
I'd say it'd probably be a better idea to go with them. That way, if something does happen up here, they got extra manpower to protect them. Because if we stay here and make a distraction, who knows how many they're going to send to them. And don't get me wrong, I believe in the girl that hates Grok for some reason and the angel ladies, but I don't think they can take on a whole lot, not without extra backup.
Agreed.
Okay. So, as you're leaving with them, both of you go ahead and make a perception check.
$26.
You would watch as the one you know as Calorith kind of steps out into the hall from the same way you came in, all the way across the main open chamber, and you can see a attendant kind of walking over to him holding a massive hammer and handing it to him. He is wearing his fine... You didn't really see him like in full regalia sitting in the seat he was sitting in, but as he kind of takes the hammer into his hand and kind of places it onto his belt, you can see that his robes are massively sweeping. The Octavian cross is all about him, gold, high furnishings on his shoulder pads, and his basically he is as resplendent a priest as you have ever seen. And they just handed him the dragon hammer, which he has taken place to his belt.
God damn it. We would turn to the others and say, take him, run.
Okay.
Flee. And then I would cast a spell, if I could do it.
Okay. What spell are you casting?
Erupting Earth.
Okay. So the second you try to cast a spell that manipulates the earth in this city, you feel as the spell basically just fizzles. And you see a couple of attendants kind of walk over to you. I apologize, Master Sentinel. Can I assist you? Were you trying to shape or maneuver the earth to better move your path or whatnot? And you can actually see Calorith across the way kind of look over in your direction and kind of grin and start walking towards you two.
So, my understanding from what just happened is that all of our magic is not working.
You're in a dwarven town. They're not going to let you change their earth.
Yeah, it seemed like the spell you were casting was going to change the earth, and it got stopped.
Fudge.
They're
But-
better at it than you are.
You see Calorth approaching, and he's got a smile on his face. He's not got a weapon brandished. He just looks like he's just casually walking over to you to talk. The attendants are asking you these questions as that's happening. So you're kind of probably like, it's the Kill Bill, like, wee, wah, wee, wah. Like you're focused on this as something else is happening. Yeah, Brooklyn, do you answer the question for Grok, or?
Yeah, he was just trying to. He had a pebble in his foot the other day, and he didn't like it very much. Where he's so big, it kind of irritates him a little bit. And so he was trying to make sure that when he walked out there later, then nothing would get in his feet. His feet are
Oh,
very sensitive.
oh, that makes sense. He's a forest walker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably not used to the solid earth of Good Rock. By this time, Calorth has made his approach. And he stops and he goes, "Ah, the Sentinel of Oru, of the forest, and, I'm sorry, I do not know your name, but
It's
you are? Brooklyn. Oh, it does sound familiar. A hero of a town south of here. Very interesting. So, kind of looks to Grok, and you can kind of see, like, his emotions are completely clear, like, completely blank slate. He says, "It seems there was something troubling amiss with Master Galagos. It is very unfortunate he was so quick to rush off. I only had a very short time present here. As it is, I am very busy in much of the matters that I deal with, moving about and doing what I must do." I'm assuming I'd be prying too much if I tried to ask what it was that was going on, just so I could be a bit more informed and less concerned.
Follow my lead, Brent. Grok would say, Hierophant, we must take our leave. And I'm going to turn around and walk away.
Oh, too bad. I was wishing to have more of a conversation with someone so divinely touched. Well, have a great journey.
And we
You
leave.
too.
Alright.
If he lets us, we leave.
Yeah, he doesn't attack you. But as you leave, you can see that he's heading out the door as well.
Same door, different door.
Same door.
He's fucking with us.
Yep, once you get out the door, you can see up down the road, so you're out of the cathedral. So north of you, there's a path that leads out of the middle portion of the ruling circle to Bonrock's path. Again, the paths are the ones that are circular, the roads that are circular. So they're basically heading through that kind of wedge on the north side of the cathedral out to Bonrock's path. The group that you just, tried to travel
Yes.
with.
Yes.
And as they kind of head that direction, do you go after them or do you go a different direction?
No.
Okay.
We would go.
You would note that Calorth seems to walk out onto the steps and head down the promenade. It looks like he's walking in the same direction that they're going.
So he's walking down Von Rock's path.
He's heading towards Bonrock's path, correct?
Got it.
Like he's tailing them.
Right. Let's follow him, Brooklyn.
Okay. As you start to tail him, go ahead and the two of you make stealth checks.
We're.
They're our quietest guys.
11.
He stops, turns around and looks to you, Sentinel, and kind of waits for you to kind of approach. But he seems to kind of just have a smile
No,
on his
I don't
face.
know. I don't approach.
And he kind of gestures
I
for
keep
you.
the same distance.
He kind of gestures
No,
for
I'm
you to
not.
approach.
Nope.
Does he see me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gesturing towards Grok. He doesn't look like he may have noticed you.
Grok stays put.
Do you move forward, Brooklyn, or do the two of you just stay there like you're, basically got caught?
I'll move forward. I'll move forward.
And he looks at you. So you did want to have a conversation.
Yeah, actually, I did have a couple questions.
Sure.
That hammer on your side, who made it? That looks pretty cool.
It was crafted originally by the dragonsmiths of the conglomerate. It was a very powerful relic created during the Civil War. And when the conglomerate was banished out of Osiria and the Triumvirate's lands, the notable utility itemry was bequeathed to the higher echelons of the priesthood. I utilize it to serve as a defensive measure more than anything else. But sometimes there are matters that require direct attention.
Would
Also, your robe is pretty cool.
Thank you. So I see that on your emblazoned there that you are a servant of Aelith, the goddess of the wind in the Agamemnonid. Is that not wrong?
Yes, it is. My mother was a servant whenever she came here.
Very interesting. I'm sure you're already aware that a very important site to your religion is just up the mountains a ways. The Hazil tomb.
Yeah, we had some business to take care of here, and then we were planning on hitting there maybe.
Oh, very good. Well, there is a teleportation circle within one of the lower temples. I could make it easier for you to make that journey if you wish.
I'd have to make sure it's okay with the rest of the group. Because,
Make
we
a
like to
perc-
make decisions.
make a perception check, the two of you.
Okay. Grok has walked up at this point.
Okay. Brooklyn, good enough. You would note that by this time you've lost sight of where the others went, and you're pretty sure that you think that he has kind of given up on keeping tabs or like trying to tail them, and he's basically surrendered himself to this. If you want to make an insight check as well, Brooklyn, you can also probably see if you can't tell like what's going on here.
I don't know shit.
Yeah, you think you've done a good job in stopping him and distracting him here. You're like, yeah, success. But you could end this conversation at any point and it'd be fine, because he's not going to be able to catch up now.
Okay. Well,
But-
thanks for entertaining my questions.
Of course, as a associate of the Sentinel of Oru, I would give you any amount of my time or effort.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Start walking away.
Master Grok, before we part ways, is there anything else that you wanted to say to me?
Why is it you look like Calareth?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this Calareth. Who is Calareth?
Never you mind then. Turns and walks away.
Make an insight.
That's not Calareth. That's very rude of you.
Make an insight check as you part.
Sure. $18.
He almost seemed pleased by you actually bringing it up. Like you actually lost the conversation and the political fight by even bringing it up.
Well, luckily, Grok's not political.
And as he kind of breaks away
He's
from,
a shooter.
as you kind of break away from him, you can tell that he's heading in the same direction that they were headed.
And down the drain.
But it does look like you've given them time. Is the main thing.
Grok is going to wild shape into a giant elk
Okay.
and motion to Brooklyn, climb on,
Okay.
and we're gonna hoof it fastest speed possible ahead.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception check or an investigation check. Either of you, both of you, as you're trying to get away from being seen by him and get ahead of him to get to the others, right?
25.
Yep. You manage to find them. They are at the very northern portion of the city. It looks like they're heading towards a gateway that leads to a massive stairway and hall that descends into the mountain. This is Angdanuk's path. It descends into the core and enters into the mountain more deeply. As you approach, you can see that Lady Elaine kind of looks to you lot. You see her reaching for her sword, recognizes Brooklyn, and says, "What? What is it?"
It is Calareth. Flee now.
They start hoofing it. Okay. You kind of stop there, and do you wait at the path? There's no other way to
No.
get behind them other than this path.
No, I think that if we how much would it take for us to get to the others to get them to help us?
Way long. Even as an elk, it would take you about 10 minutes.
So we to make our stand here.
Yep. You hold there. You wait there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Tell me when you stop waiting.
Well, if it's more than like 20 minutes, then we know that he's coming. He's not coming this way.
All right. So 30 minutes. Do you go down Angdanuk's path? Or are you heading to? Are you?
We would. So, if he's not coming in the time that we think he should be here, if he's normally walking, then I think we should turn around and follow the group that went that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or to
Alright.
follow Roderick.
You head down into Angdenok's path, and very quickly down into the core, you find a series of doors, kind of emblazed or kind of etched out of the earth, and all throughout this long hall, and you do not see any sign up ahead in the darkness of the lot. So your presumption is that they entered into one of these doors, but neither of you asked where they were going, so you don't know what door they've gone to.
Well, I mean, if we don't know, then I doubt he'll know. So
Okay. If you do a quick kind of scour, you can make an investigation check. But yeah, it doesn't seem like Calarth is present, or moving around, or entering into the scene. And your investigation check is not enough for you to know which door they went into. It would be basically like you trying to find a house, like in the busiest street you could think of, and not having an idea of, which one it is.
Okay.
guess we'll walk. Do we walk back out the path towards the rest of the group?
I think we've done the best we can in warning them to flee. We should gather up the group and see what we can do from there.
I agree. Let's go.
Okay. All right. You head back to the circle and find your way to Ryan Benson. You do see the scarves that you saw on the road with Jambles at a tavern not too far away from where your guys at. A couple of them are kind of like drunkenly like spilt over like the post that you tie your horse off to. There's like a couple of them that are actually in the trough for the water for the horse. They look like they are having a great time. And they say, "Oh, it's those guys! They're the ones who are..." And you guys walk past. And then you enter in, and there's Raya and Benson.
And Shambles?
Yeah, I presume.
And Grok would quickly explain exactly what's going on. That Calareth is here. He's taken the form of a high priest. The others are trying to get to a teleport, and we need to get there as soon as we can.
Okay. Grok, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. I think it's a wisdom saving throw. Hold on. Yep, wisdom saving throw.
20.
Okay. Yep, you feel like something kind of, for a second, kind of tries to connect with you, and then kind of gets shunted back in a way. You don't know what it is, but it feels like somebody was kind of trying to connect to you from a distance. After a couple seconds, you feel the same kind of effect coming in. Do you wish to willingly pass your way, or do you wish to willingly... oh, sorry, I can't cast it twice on you. Brooklyn, make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So you don't feel anything. Nothing happens, nothing changes. But then you hear a voice say, "Hey, are you Grok's friend? Can you tell them they're safe and they made it? I'm the wizard, by the way."
Okay, I'm gonna relay that information to Grok.
All right, cool.
Is it Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
I like this guy. I hope we get to meet him.
Turtles, frogs. I mean, they're all out there.
But yeah, that would happen about the time that you, while you were walking and once you got in. Sorry. And then...
So they're safe, but Calareth might still be here.
Yeah, we tried to distract him as best we could.
Ryan Benson, that's what they say.
He knows we know.
Okay. Does he like want to fight about it or something?
Honestly, I kind of
Wouldn't
hope
be
not,
surprised.
because he's counted as a high priest here, so he's probably got like a whole army of clerics.
Then yeah, maybe stop trying to rock that boat and let him be. Like, pick your battles, right?
Had to find out, though.
They did good. Brooklyn shared that he got the message from the wizard.
Yep.
Are we to infer that safe means left the realm, left the plane of existence, or whatever?
I'm assuming
he went
safe
through with
means
it?
they went to where they were planning to go, which was something with an L.
Lexi something.
Vellum?
Yeah.
Vellum?
No, that was,
Liberus.
Liberus.
Liberus. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I've got 5 more days, and I'll be ready to leave.
yeah, this one's
I was
got a
gonna
bun
say,
in the
I'm
oven.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
something for tomorrow, but I do also want to let the party know that I don't know how true it is and if it's a trap or not. But the guy that we're assuming is Calorith, or we know is Calorith, did alert us that there's a teleport circle to the thing where the
Haziel. Yeah.
Can you activate that spell?
I can't. But he said he would.
Oh yeah, don't do that. He will just send you straight to hell.
That's what I was thinking, but I just wanted to let it known that there is a circle here. If one of us can.
I've used his
activate it.
teleportation circles before. I wouldn't recommend it.
He seemed nice.
The circle itself
Look,
is fine. The
I'm the
dragon
only-
on the other end.
Then
Guy's
it's
a
a win-win
dick.
because we get there.
I can't wait to. I can't wait to punch that fucking thing in the throat.
You know what?
Win-win.
I think you just got Shambles to vote yes on
We-
teleport. Teleportation.
We keep putting that out on the back burner, but golly, do I want to punch that thing.
It is literally on the top of my list.
Yeah. I mean, we got 5 days. If you want to check it out, maybe
So, we're
Benson
gonna-
can go check out the circle and see if what he says is on the up and up.
We're gonna slip.
But have Benson cast it.
We're gonna slip into a downtime kind of mentality here. We've got 5 days of downtime, and basically, I just want to know fundamentally what you're doing. If there's any kind of overarching thing that matters narratively, I care about that. But it does sound like the main purpose here is the acquisition of things. So, if there's any purchases you need to make, feel free to do so. In this town, you can purchase uncommon magic items that do not deal with flying, nature, or have the word elf or elvish in them, or elven in them, here for 750 gold pieces. If they are consumable magic items, common are 50, and uncommon are 250. So, again, you are taking 5 whole days, searching around, doing your thing. You have some things that you're already doing there. If there's any activities you want to engage in during this downtime, not a problem. The one thing I want to stipulate, though, is before everything, go ahead and just mark 5 gold pieces off of your character sheet, because that is the living costs for you to survive here. Even though your normal living costs might be different.
Does anybody need covered on that 5 gold?
Is that per person or per room?
Per person. And yeah, even if you don't eat, because you do put up the
No,
appearance
I'm
board.
assuming I'm staying in a
Yeah.
place.
And
So two things, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, each day I'm gonna drink that thing. I'm drinking that thing that I bought.
Right.
Is that
So give me a Constitution saving throw. I know how many you have left.
okay?
Actually, by the end of the 5-day span, even with failures, you're still going to get it. So go ahead and do the thing.
Which is 10-point maximum HP
Yeah,
increase.
you gain 10 permanent hit points. So it's to the maximum and your normal.
Okay, and the second thing is I'd want to ask around and see if there's been any sightings of the Hierophant.
Okay. No, it sounds like he left after the first day. Like, if you go and ask about it the next morning, it sounds like he left that morning with his retinue.
The only thing I have planned is to check on that sword.
Okay. Yeah, it's ready. And I've posted in the art dump what it looks like now. But yeah, if you have it identified once you get it, the Diacentina is a +2 longsword.
That's my old sword.
And
Sweet.
it needs to have the spell Legend Lore cast upon it to identify it further. Yeah. And it's
Ryan, what were you getting worked on?
sorry, it requires attunement also is another important factor there. Raya was getting his sword, Zadok, repaired. Because he had it in pretty bad shape.
You want this wacky crease?
When I get the sword, I'm gonna take it to Benson. Well, when I pick it up, do I still hear them singing of it?
It's actually no longer just the one kind of like same kind of chord over and over again. It seems to be an entire song, and the song is familiar. Kind of. Make a history check. It's familiar, but you're not sure what it is.
Then I guess I'll take the rest of the time to attune to it.
Okay. Yeah, you're attuned to it. It's one of your attunement marks, and it's a +2 longsword.
I had that sword, Brent.
I wanted it more after you said that.
I'm gonna give my old dagger to Raya. He seems like a dagger kind of fella. And I'm gonna do a little shopping. In the meantime, downtime wise, bodyguard to Benson, and he and I need to take a little trip to the tailor's, get him a fancy new robe. Benson.
It'll cost you 100 gold to get that set to the halfling. Because it's kind of a lot of hack and slashing and kind of refashioning the robe entirely. So if that's okay, that's okay.
Holy crap, you're rolling, man.
I have been sitting on some money for a while.
Fair enough.
I cannot afford a magic item, but I will get you decked out.
Oh man, I look good.
Yeah.
What were potions again? I'm sorry, like 50 gold a piece.
50 gold pieces for potions of healing, common potion, or any common potion. And then,
Common potion.
if you wanted to buy common magic items, I know it's not a huge deal, but some people like it. It's 150 gold for a common magic item. So like Cloak of Billowing or cool shit like that.
Bag of Holding's uncommon, isn't it?
It is. It'll be 750 for the uncommon magic item. Yep.
Guy with all the bodies.
Yeah, I can't afford one.
And stop buying Benson clothes.
Oh man, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and veer on big.
Can't afford that.
Why do I even?
How many gold are in a plat? 10?
Yeah.
10 gold and a platinum.
I am 10 gold shy of being able to afford the bag.
You can get 10 gold off of somebody.
I'm actually going to spend my 5 days doing odd jobs if everybody has anything. Like, I just don't want to be bored.
There's not a lot of work.
Like, I'll DoorDash if...
Yep. There's not a lot of work in the
Use
city.
me all door.
There's not a lot of work in the city for any of you. It genuinely, everyone to their place, everyone to their task. It is a dwarven city. There's not a, oh man, we really need a... It's more of a...
Nobody wants somebody killed. I mean, come on.
No. But if you wanted to,
I hate this place.
if you wanted to do something else to gain currency, you could try and
Deal things.
pilfer and gutter snipe and cut purse if you wanted.
Or snipe.
Not my style.
I didn't think you would.
I'd rather hit a casino or spill blood.
There are no casinos present. There are no brothels. There are no ill towards stuff. It is a nice PG-13 town.
If I could, I would find whoever was making the magic weapons and try to ask them nicely if the time that we're here, if I could apprentice under them to try to start learning how to make those +1 magic weapons. You said it would take me a long time to do it. I want to try to apprentice under them to shorten that and make me better at it.
Yeah, I would say if you spend a 5-day kind of hanging with them, instead of being 8 days long for you to craft one, it would take you 7. You're not killing the, you're not running the gamut here in a 5-day span. You're not winning the day, but you're definitely shaving a bit of time off of your crafting capability.
I'm more looking at the fact of being that I don't want to have to pay for the weapons and pay for the stuff and everything like that. I want to go apprentice on them so that they are paying for me to do that and I'm learning at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. Wait, are you trying to say I want to help build the magic items I'm buying?
No, I just want to. I'm like, can I come into your shop and help you learn for your customers?
Got it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check just for the roll of it. And baseline, exactly
14,
as I expected.
27 if I can.
Yeah, baseline, it's going to cut a day off of your normal crafting. So it would have taken you 8 days to craft a +1 magic item under ideal conditions. Now it'll take you 7.
Cool.
But everything done and done. Zadok is perfect.
On day 6 or whatever, is there like a general store that would buy stuff? Like, I just have stuff I want to get rid of.
Yeah, if you're selling anything that's mundane, non-magical, it sells at 1/10 its cost. If you're selling anything that's magical, it sells at 1/5 its cost.
Damn.
What about a mithril flute?
1/5.
Is that in the book?
It's not, but 1/5 its cost because it's made out of mithril.
Okay, and then
Where do I mark the attunement points?
You don't. You just need. There's only 3. You can only be attuned to 3 things at one time. So if you are attuned to more than 3, you need to sacrifice 1 to attune to the sword.
I'm gonna send you a list of stuff for you to appraise because I don't think any of it's gonna be in there.
Well, okay.
It's not gonna be consequential to anything right now.
Sure.
And then I go get perfectly good sword, and they tell me everything they learned that they wanted to tell me.
So yeah, they are casting the spell Legend Lore upon it, and they're doing so with you at sight, so that they are able to transfer the knowledge that is gleaned from the weapon to you. The second that they cast the spell and finalize it, the center stone of the blade Zadok stops being kind of just a mundane kind of moot stone and starts becoming a bit more beautiful and ornate, almost as if it started to kind of create its own luster and sheen. And it's certainly confusing, but then they start to kind of understand the nature of the blade, and they say, "It is as we expected. This blade is a saint's sword to be true. I suggest you travel wisely with it, and travel kindly. The sword wishes to do good. Commit to justice. Perform what is right." Out of character note, any non-good creature that is wielding Zadok treats the weapon as a -2/-2 rapier.
Uh-oh.
And crits on a 1 through 5. The other men or states of the weapon,
Critically misses on a 1 through 5.
correct.
Okay,
Okay.
Fumbles on 1
that
through 5.
that word mattered.
Did I say critically hit?
No,
You just said crit.
crits.
Oh.
Like,
Sorry. Critically misses on a 1 through 5.
You could see the puzzled faces.
Apologies. But yeah, it is a -2/-2 weapon in the hands of a non-good creature,
Uh-oh.
and is a fumble risk. But the sword seems to be kind of glowing with its own energy, and they tell you, if you attune to this weapon, it will grant its traits to you. Otherwise, the heart of the wielder, if it is not attuned to the wielder, determines its power. As was stated earlier, the nature just seems to be realized based on what we knew before.
Is this guy dying?
So that no, he's just really old. Yes, here's
gassy.
here is the sword. It has been awakened. There is a soul within, and it speaks.
God damn it. I take it.
You've gotten some good use of me, have you not?
Occasionally,
Fair,
we've done good together.
I suppose. But I know your heart. Better than you, probably. There's more that can be done. What we've done so far is trivial. And I don't think you're worthy. The stone kind of becomes dull, and the voice goes silent.
I just sheathe it.
Alright?
How much would it cost to get someone to cast Legend Lore on my sword?
That's something you can try and sneak out, but the attendants kind of say, "You have a great path before you. This saint sword belongs within the museums at Savarias Academy in Varhuin. If you do not wish to use it for its purpose, I suppose they would pay a grand fortune for the reacquisition of the weapon." The other attendant says, "I'm pretty sure the last great sword from the war It was sold for somewhere in the ballpark of 5 million gold.
I can't even carry that.
Well, of course you wouldn't carry it. That doesn't. No, you would use it and buy things. They kind of look at each other. We're entrepreneurs and we don't know how this works. That's why we have attendants.
You guys got an accountant?
We do.
You might want to check your books.
We are too. You leave them. Is that a,
Where is that place?
what? Oh,
Where are they?
uh,
The museum.
hold on. Okay, so this is the Mudis region. It's obviously not on there. But you know where you're at in the Mudis region is the main important part. Before we zip further out. Okay, so you should
That's
be able.
dark.
You should be able to see the Mudis region. It's dark, you said.
Black map.
Yep, black.
Okay, dynamic lighting was updated on this, and now.
Yep.
Okay, so you should be able to see the continent of ENA, as we have seen it before. You can see the Mudis region just north of the capital there. So that small little circle there basically encompasses the entirety of the map that we were looking at before. If you were to travel to the capital and then make your way southwards along the Citrine Road, break off of that to the Gray Road, passing underneath the shadow of Greysword and across the borders of the province of Osiria into Varhuin, you would then make it to the Fair Mountains, and the Fair Mountains is where the city of Talanya resides, the capital of the Elven nation of Varhuin. And, to your knowledge, the only elvish city that exists in the world. Elves don't do cities.
Pretty good distance.
Yeah, if you were to go there by flight of the bird, we're looking at about 1,000 miles.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
Makes sense?
So do these guys want it? So they can...
Oh, we could take it, of course. We certainly do not have the asking price that we mentioned a moment ago.
What about just trade? If you can better prepare me for the world than I am now, then I'd gladly take it.
Well, the
Profit can be yours.
custodian wouldn't be... let us see if he is awake. One moment.
Take it upon yourselves to scour the town. If you can find me the best wares for my line of work, then it's yours, and
They stop
I'm
and
happy with that.
They stop and they say, "We've already told you what you could fetch for it. Outside of this, the only matters that are present that would help you in the level of the weapon that you carry upon you would be within the archives. We must speak to the custodian. One moment."
Very well.
They head off.
You should see if they'll pitch in some bags full.
I'll get to it.
They come back up with an even older dwarf.
God
I
damn it!
I immediately love him.
He is in a wheelchair, kind of moving up towards you. The chair seems to be automated, kind of moving of its own accord. Spikes, blades, kind of like strange features upon it. But he's just kind of a very old, sickly dwarf in his chair. And as he kind of looks to you, he says, "You have an elvish weapon from the War of Sword and Serpent, and you wish to trade it for something that will help you in your quest."
Indeed.
Kind of looks at everyone. "I thought you were fucking with me. This is serious." "Okay, well..."
The voice in the blade does not agree with me. I don't think I can put it to its best use. You believe it should belong in a museum. I'm okay with that. And so, If you can find me something that suits me.
Oh, you're an elf. We only have. Well, come with me. And you kind of hear the whir of the chair as he turns it around and heads back the way he came. The two attendants kind of follow along with you in tow. You kind of travel through the halls of the forge area. Again, pretty big here. This temple of Angam. They descend down a bit into kind of this very open, wide hall, and the walls are kind of like pitted in with like a 2 foot gap, kind of open space set inside, and it looks like they're all covered with glass. And inside, kind of set inside of each of these kind of cavities, is something hanging on iron hooks. And in each one, it's different. So the very first two items you see, there's a shield sitting up on the hooks. On the right side, there is a greatsword. The next two items, you see a gauntlet, and then you see a warhammer, a suit of armor, and then another gauntlet. And then it does look like it continues on for some time. And they say, or the old man says to you, I do not know exactly what would best suit you. What do you do?
I move as freely and quickly as I can, typically in the dark. If you can improve upon my armor, my boots, my gloves, magical items are fine. Another rapier that could better suit me.
That sounds like elvish shit. We wouldn't have it. How about one moment? He kind of scratches his chin and then says something in Dwarvish to the other guy. And the other guy says something in Dwarvish. Sounds like they're having a conversation back and forth concerning like what they should try and get for you. The old folk says, "So you do not care about the value of this weapon, simply that you gain itemry that would assist you. So something from the archive might not even be necessary for you. Is that right?"
Value's not the most important part here. It's efficiency, it's durability. Those are things I would take into account. I need more real world. As I said, I can't carry 5 million gold with me, so let's spend it.
That's more than fair. Well then, I suppose we can bequeath upon you a, a belt of our people, and that might assist you. And some coin, and a bag to hold it in. And a dagger. That is about all we can put forward here.
Did you have associates that could improve upon the enchantments of things I currently own?
It would take so much time. But, of course.
How much time?
Well, depending. What are you trying to increase, and what are you trying to increase it to?
Oh, I mean, a rapier I need, and they can improve my armor.
They're not going to
Even
be able
just
to.
the class.
They're not going to be able to mess too much with the armor. It's leather.
Oh, they can't even
They
push
don't.
in like the pluses on it.
They don't mess with that kind of nonsense. Yeah, if it's not real weaponry or armor, they don't care.
I'm stuck at leather, right?
I think the best you can do is studded leather. Yeah.
Lose your dex bonus for it though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I even
No,
really studied.
studded leather is just 12 plus your dex modifier. It's light armor still.
Oh, studded's what he has then. Right?
I would assume so.
You're at 17. You see, right?
We had a set of studded and a set of +1 leather. I thought maybe
Those are the same. Those are
well, I think it was a +1 stud. I think Kevin took it. Maybe I don't remember now.
So yeah, like I said, the items that they're willing to bequeath upon you, they'll give you a belt of dwarven kind, a bag of holding with probably 10,000 gold pieces in it, and a dagger.
What's with the dagger?
They tell you that the dagger that they'd be able to muster for you would be a dagger of venom. Let me double check. That might mean something different.
Okay.
No, I meant what I said. Dagger of venom. And basically, unless you're wanting to take something from the archive, one item from the archive to switch with this one, this is all that they're able to muster at this kind of time.
But nothing in the archive is going to work.
There's 2 gauntlets. One is kind of a pinkish, like weird kind of color. Looks like it's made out of kind of infernal metals. And then the other one appears to be made out of stone. It looks like it was cut off of a person. The hand is still inside, bone kind of calcified inside. But it looks like it's just a completely solid sheet of like stone hand.
Can they identify them for me? Tell me what they are.
Of course. This item here was wielded by Iron Anne, the pirate of the coasts. It has a demon bound in it, which does not speak to you. It is simply a thing that powers it. So it is not vile or evil, or it's used for good. But it is one of a part of a set. There's another one like it, a set of armor, boots, a sword, a shield, and a helm. 9 pieces. What were the others? The other one says pauldrons. Pauldrons and greaves. Pauldrons and greaves. To make
What color were the pauldrons?
I believe they were
White reactive.
white reactive armor pauldrons, because those are the best. Us dwarfs know that is true.
Forgive me for interrupting from the other side
No,
of the city.
No.
I was about to do it too.
It's fine.
I'm in a tailor shop 6 blocks away.
Disembodied voice.
Out of character, they did have a shield and armor. You could always just switch classes.
There is a shield, there is a suit of armor.
But I can't wear it.
I'm cosplaying as a wizard. It's funny. Do the same. Just
What's the glove
look
do?
like a knight.
This is an elemental's gauntlet. It was from a very ancient old creature that was from Janaris, some sort of titan or primordial. It was on an assassin who attempted to kill the king of Rostagar. When he died, it was gifted to the Grey Sword people and sent here to be established in the archive.
And the pink one, does it have a power?
It does. It makes the wielder stronger and grants them certain function in the magical arts. Not too different from the powers that are of the type of demon that bound within a creature known as the Vrock.
What's the demon powered glove worth?
Monetary value on these artifacts is hard to establish.
I agree.
The only reason that my associates were so quick with a number was because we've had an offer on an item within our current complement of a similar nature to your sword.
What is that one?
The shield.
Very cool. How about the gauntlet plus all that other stuff?
No. Nice try, but there will be no bartering. One item from the archive for one
It's
item.
literally what we're doing right now is bartering.
One item for the archive and one item placed into it, or the items I have offered. I will not shift my position on the 2 options I've granted you.
I wasn't paying super attention, so
So option 1 is
you
an
got this.
item in the
No,
archive.
it's his choice to make. I don't need to know.
Right. One item of the archive of your choice, option 1. Or Dagger of Venom, Bag of Holding, and Belt of Dwarven Kind. Belt of
10,000 gold.
Oh, and 10,000 gold. The dwarf belt.
That's a bundle. That's a
Yeah.
ooh.
I don't know, bro. That shield sounds pretty
And
good.
door
to me.
number 2.
The belt of Dwarven Kind increases your Constitution by 2. You have advantage on Dexterity Persuasion checks when you interact with dwarves. There's a 50% chance at dawn that you grow a full beard, if you're capable of growing one, which you are not.
Useless.
If you aren't a dwarf, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have resistance to poison damage. You have dark vision out to 60 feet, which you already have, and you speak dwarvish. And then the Dagger of Venom is a regular dagger, +1 dagger, but it does 2d10 poison damage. Which
It's a normal dagger and does 2d10. So you said?
the target has to make a saving throw when they're hit by it. If they fail it, they take the damage and are poisoned for 1 minute. But they can't. You can only use that ability once. Yeah, you can only use the poison feature once.
Once ever or once like daily?
Let me just pop the wording out for you.
Okay. And will it stack with the ghost knife cantrip?
Yes, it would.
Neat.
For once daily.
All right.
$10,000 is the best we'll do in the gold for the bag of holding. Is that its maximum weight?
No, it's about half.
Okay.
Stop kicking the camera, you dum-dum. Let me know what you want to do.
I will.
Well, he's
I'm
thinking
not gonna
about
take.
that.
I'm gonna take the other stuff. I'm just trying to think if I can get them to throw in mundane shit on top of it that would benefit the party.
No.
Guys,
1,000 gold in gold coins is about 200 pounds.
You can
Or
use
is
the 10,
exactly 200 pounds.
You can use the 10,000 gold to purchase items. Uncommon magic items are 750. That's
Yeah.
like 15 magic items.
but I have a $5 million sword. Can I just carry it around like a fucking credit card?
If you want to hold on to it, make a trek.
England.
If you want to hang on to it, make a trek to Talanya, sell it
No,
to the
no,
Elves
no.
at Savari's
I'm not
Academy,
going there.
make that money, and then dip. Yeah, I mean, we're on
If
board.
only it wasn't a rapier.
Raya
It
buys
was a
a
normal,
flying ship
awesome
and just
sword.
takes everybody where they want to go.
That's awful kind of you.
Right?
Captain Saint Michel. Yeah, I'll take the stack of stuff.
Okay. So you have a belt of Dwarven Kind, a bag of holding, 10,000 gold, and a dagger of venom.
I asked them if they want me to put this in the display, if they're going to do it themselves, and
It has to go. It has to undergo certain effects. We need to deactivate it and place it within.
Poor guy just got activated. It's got to be deactivated immediately.
I
Good.
approve it.
Good riddance.
I'd give them my best regards and do all the
Yep. About an hour later,
static stuff and leave.
they drop all the items out on a table that you're waiting at, and they give you all the stuff.
Hell yeah, I gear up.
Okay. Slap on the new belt. Cool, cool, cool. All right, and then everybody gets back together. You realize that Saint Mithrael no longer has a Saint sword.
I also have that
Redemption plot. Fuck that.
I'm not walking around with a
Left
neg 2
turn.
neg 2 sword that crits 25% of the time.
How does it? Oh, you're not
You
good,
can
are you?
always be good. You can be good.
No, I do. I am good. I just am labeled evil. It's John's fault. He's the one with the labels.
I didn't,
Aren't
I-
alignments flexible?
I didn't choose your alignment, dude.
I mean,
you
you have
labeled
two
it.
people in the
Get
party
a
that
lot
are
of Jiminy Cricket over here.
Fair enough.
Hard
On
alignment's
another
flexible.
note, how much would it cost to get me to have someone cast Legend Lore on my sword?
Oh, on Sentina. So if you do kind of a search around town and are asking that, to be able to cast that spell, let me check.
Nope, not a lot.
It will be.
That's how it always goes.
That's like a level 8.
So you would need to provide 250 gold pieces of incense to the caster. They would request 50 gold pieces for the use of their ivory strips, and then they would request 500 gold in addition to that for the casting. So we're looking at 800 gold.
Already out. I was out when you said anything over 10.
Fair.
Cool sword, though, man.
Yep.
Just a kind of a flavor thing there. Every night, I'm still trying to go around and do the magic shows for kids. And
You
stuff.
actually very quickly stopped from doing that in this city because they tell you don't have a performer's license.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would not do that.
Right.
I guess that guy has a bumming out children license, huh?
For real.
If you go to a revelry like establishment or a place there, like they have a lot of youth facilities. They have a lot of places where kids learn crafts in the revelry area, but more so in like a happier way. If you go to like the schools or whatever in the other circles, they're there as well. You can definitely kind of muster into those places and not require a license to perform out in the streets. That would be different.
As long
The
as,
way
like
you
I said,
structured
that's
that sentence and started to pause, it sounded like you forgot what schools were.
Well, I was thinking more like
These places where kids go and learn
they wouldn't really.
skills and stuff.
I meant more like a craft.
Nothing useful.
A
almost.
craft.
It was
Like
funny.
an
There was just a
apprenticeship.
weird pause in it, like you just forgot what the word school was.
Fair enough. I'll take your insult and I'll enjoy it.
Does Benson know sending?
I do.
Can you do sending to Roderick? Is that possible?
Wait, since when do you know sending?
I think I got it last time. I thought I got it.
Good job, man.
Yep, I did. I got it last time. That was one of the things I got last time.
Can Grok would want to send a message to Roderick that he believes that Calareth is looking for him now. He's left the city.
We can do that. I would go ahead and try to put that together and cast it and send it.
Roll a d100. You do believe your message gets through, and we're fine. Thank you. Is the reply. Curt and simple.
That
Thank
you're
you.
fine. Thank you.
Excellent.
So do I hear the sword singing all the time, or only when I'm wielding it?
Only for a couple of moments while you're attuning to it. Once you're attuned to it, it's no longer singing. Okay, real quick question on... Ooh. Nope, it's currently... yeah, never mind. Okay. Yeah, while you're attuned to it, it appears to be a +2 weapon. And, yeah, the singing stops once you attune to it. You can make a religion or an arcana check to kind of try and get more information regarding that.
I'll do it.
If you do Arcana, I could help you.
No, you're not in his
No.
head. You can't hear the singing.
18.
You're pretty sure that something's happening with the weapon when it's become attuned. That's not the way it's supposed to happen. Like the music kind of fizzles out and ends abruptly. It's weird. It's almost like the act of attuning to it is supposed to do something else, but possibly because of the way the sword was fixed, it's not doing the thing it's supposed to do.
That sucks.
All right. Okay. Everybody's got their gear up. It's been about a 6 days since you've been down here. What's the plan now?
What is the plan, guys?
Let's go kill a bird.
What?
Find a bird. Let's go find a bird.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing my thing now?
Well, can it help us get to Calareth? We don't
Fuck,
know where
we're
he
here.
is.
I
Show Show me
was
a
doing
bird, I'll
fine, thanks.
scare it. Hey, Riot, can you spot me like 400 gold?
You spot me like 2K.
You quiet. Yeah,
I would like to purchase a bag of holding. And we'll recover Shambles 2.0 at some point.
Yeah, so as stated, uncommon magic items are 750. Common magic items are 150. Common consumables, 50. Uncommon consumables, 250. I'm going to go ahead and just type the list out. And you have a bunch of cash now, so if you want to go ahead and just throw that down for the last 10 minutes here, we'll start next session with the slow trip across the foothills of the Icefang Mountains and then up Mount Rubai.
but we will look fucking good doing it.
Yeah, we will. So on another unrelated, totally not asking for money note, I do need my sword legend.
I thought Benson knew Legend lore.
I
I
don't think you
do.
got it yet. Oh,
No,
I
he's not
do,
able to cast
but
it.
I can't cast
Okay,
it yet.
that's
I would
fine.
have to tear it out and cast it as a scroll, and I don't want to do that.
that's
The mystery's exciting, Rod. Yeah. Roderick Rooklyn.
great.
Yeah, just wing it. That goes great.
I mean, even if as much as I want it to do better, it is still a +2 instead of a +1, so I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dump some money into a bag of holding. That'll be what I carry around.
750.
I do get that 5th level spell next level though, so after that we can cast it all day long. But
Well, it costs 250 gold pieces to cast Legend Lore every time you cast it. And you
Right,
need to
that's
buy,
fine.
50 gold piece things to cast Legend Lore that you have to have with you all the time. So,
yeah, I'm just saying like I can't cast anything 5th level until
Right.
next level. I got a 6th level spell too. That's gonna be a while.
so are you purchasing anything? Again, we got about 10 minutes left before game end, so might as well just do a little bit of finishing up the.
I'm just shop.
Did he tell me where that? He did tell me where that teleport circle was, right?
Yeah, he told you it was in one of the other temples. He didn't tell you which one, and he told you he could get you in to do it.
So it's probably something you have to have like a connection for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we figured out one before. It wasn't that difficult.
I mean, the trick.
No, we had a scroll
it's
to
the journey,
cast
not the
it.
destination.
No, remember there was a button?
Oh, right, that one.
That one sucked.
Knowing how
So-
teleportation circle works, you would be sure that if he were casting it, it would be something he could cast at any point if he knew the circle up in the top. This would be Benson talking. If he knew the nature of the circle where he was going, then he would have been able to go there from anywhere. So he might have just been pulling the wool over your eyes and trying to confuse you.
Gotcha. So, is Raya buying everybody a bag of holdings?
No.
Paid for a little over half of mine. And I need it for
Bodies.
vessels.
Any other purchases?
Yes, I will have some. I just don't know what yet.
Well, take your time. You got 8 minutes. Just stalling to the end of the game. Since I don't want to. Oh, you're moving on. We're traveling, and then you go. Oh yeah, I buy the thing we need right now. I bought it back.
Oh no,
then."
I'll definitely have it done before the next session starts.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of items.
While we're here discussing it, you guys have any requests? I mean, if Raya's in a giving mood.
The only thing I want is way too expensive. So,
I'll just go up on a rooftop and practice with my
do you have
pitchfork.
any connections to get me Legend Lore for free, Raya?
No, not here.
No.
He'd have to pay the 8.
Enjoy the mystery, Rooklyn.
I can't. I hate mystery sometimes.
I'm not 100% sure who I am. I might be married.
I've genuinely been mystery the whole sinking game, all 39 sessions. No idea what's going on.
I yell at him as I jump and run on air up to the rooftop to practice my drills.
Anybody want to again put forward options for Jeremy? Nobody wants to ask you for favors. It's pretty telling. Well, yeah. If you guys have nothing
Choking
to,
dust is fun. I've been saving that for a rainy day.
What?
Don't worry about it.
if you have nothing to
Like,
ask
he's
him in particular for, I'm gonna have to call it early unless
do you recommend anything? Is there things that we are lacking?
No, I don't care what you have. Just you gotta talk about it.
I'm gonna pull Benson to the side and I'm gonna tell him what I felt whenever I did my religion check with the sword, and then see if he knows anything. You know, maybe.
I'm guessing I wouldn't know anything about that, would I, John?
Not really.
Yeah.
Countered.
I can't help with that. I understand that we could cast Legend Lore, but I don't have that ability right now, and I know it can be quite expensive, but hopefully in the future we can cast it soon enough.
Someday.
I do actually have a question now. In the 5 or 6 days that we were here, would I have encountered one of the big hulking undaunted
Yeah,
vessels?
the juggernauts. They're not super massive. They're like 8 foot tall. They're like Goliath size. Yep.
Oh, what's one of these bad boys run you? I shockingly approached the car salesman.
Just make a persuasion check for the lulls.
Persuasion, I'm decent at that. On that. 20.
Yeah, they say, well, we have them manufactured. They're done up by the temple of Angum. If you had anybody present there, but typically cost of materials and labor, it's, for one of the heavy defenders, it's about 8,000.
Way too much. You guys I think you're a little proud, you know. Which, just don't get me wrong. You have every right to be. I think I'll shop around, frankly.
They kind of look at you. We'll just tell you how much we bought them for. Were you trying to buy it off me?
It's not even like a dealership.
What were you trying
It's one guy like washing it.
Yeah. It's like, was he trying to buy it off of me?
I'll give you 8 gold.
It's not really the color I was
That's
looking for.
1,000 times less than what I was asking.
What kind of mileage does it get?
You got a deal. No. I'm kidding.
That's important to me.
Anybody? Nothing. Last call.
How much can I get for my +1 battle axe?
Selling it here again. It's a magic item. It'll be 1/5 its cost. So it is an uncommon magic item. You'd be selling it at 1/5 of 750.
I'm not good at math, so
So 150 gold is the answer.
I forgot what. Just talk about this. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it.
Okay, 150 gold. Anybody else? All right. Well, this is definitely the least exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and just call the stream.
Put a cliffhanger together.
Thanks for watching.
Raya reaches into his wallet and
Next session, we'll be picking up with the group leaving Bonrock and heading up, or actually out and around and then up the mountains. Thanks for watching. We will see you next week. I am now inundated with cats, and yeah. All right. Bye.